I'm Priyamvada and I'm part of the Last Mile BI team. I work in the capacity of Business Intelligence Engineer 3. I have spent around 3 years at Amazon till date, and I was hired as a Business Intelligence 2 and then got promoted to this role. The thing that I love the most about Amazon is the day one culture. Every day you challenge your comfort zone to innovate new solutions for your customer. And it is also a very great place to pace your career at your own speed. My background in education, I did my bachelor's in engineering in electrical and electronics engineering through PS Institute of Technology. I graduated in 2015, post which I worked for 3 years before going for my MBA. I did my MBA in general management with IIM Kozhikode. And after graduating from IIM Kozhikode, I joined Amazon as a BI2. Going to my career history, so I started my career in 2015, and since then I have been involved in the analytics field only. After I graduated from my engineering, I joined KPMG as an analyst, and there I used to analyze all the risk appetite of my clients. In 2016, I moved to ZS Associates, which is a consulting firm. ZS played a very pivotal role in building my analytics culture, my affinity towards tech, because I was exposed to a lot of open-ended problems across different wings, which I had to solve using simple data crunch or even going ahead and learning machine learning models, which are very complex in nature. So I believe I started with my analytics base, with a very strong analytics base in ZS. In 2019, while I was doing my MBA, I started interning with Uber, and I worked as an operations manager intern. After graduating from my MBA, I joined Amazon as a BIE2. I joined as part of the Last Mile Flex team, and I have been the part of the same team since then. A little about my journey at Amazon. In 2020, I joined as a BI2. I was an individual contributor where I was working majorly in three themes. One is metrics and reporting. Second is defining the product roadmaps using analytical solutions. And the third one was deploying complex machine learning models in order to generate the right insights for my stakeholders. In 2022, I moved my focus from an individual contributor to a people manager. I started with a small team where I started delivering results for my customer in the delivery planning space. In 2023, I was promoted as a BIE3, and I still am a BIE3, and I'm a people manager managing the team, the Flex team, as well as the new charters that I have taken recently. So let's talk a bit about my team and my role at Amazon. I'm part of the Last Mile BI team, and I lead the new delivery model called Flex from the BI standpoint. Flex is a new business model, a new delivery model, I would say, where the drivers are sourced basis the requirements. We do not source our drivers on our payroll, but whenever we need them, we send them an offer, and if the offer, like in terms of the money, in terms of the timing, suits the driver, they come and work with us. Having said that, Flex comes with a lot of unpredictability because these drivers are not obligated to work with us, they're not on our payroll. And hence, a lot of our effort goes into forecasting and streamlining this unpredictability for the business. We want to source the right drivers at the right price and keep delivering to our customer without any interruption. Recently, I've also expanded my charter with driver compliance, where I assess whether the driver behavior, driver delivery quality is up to the mark, and if we find any gaps there, we plan coaching plans for them, we plan on their incentives, and so on basis that. My team collaborates very closely with the business to provide these analytical solutions and influence the business roadmap. Today, for example, if we want to launch something for Amazon, if we want to launch a new product, my team starts its journey from even the pre-launch, where we do data deep dives and come up with such opportunities that such a launch is required. Like, for example, if we see that our cost per delivery is hiking, My team pitches in, builds an attribution model to find the levers why the cost is going up. And basis the insights that we have, we send a business a recommendation that if we change XYZ in the product or if we improvise XYZ in the operations, we would see some cost benefits. Once this recommendation is provided, the business takes that recommendation, they start working on it. Even during the process of launching that new solution, we collaborate very closely with the business to calculate the entitlement, whether what impact can we see if we launch this. And after the launch, we collaborate with the business to see whether we have been able to realize the kind of impact or not. My team sits on, even any BI team at Amazon sits on a plethora of data, and we try to make the best use of it by generating actionable insights and providing the right solutions for our customer. Our key aim is always to optimize the Amazon processes to improve efficiency and give a better experience to our customers. My day-to-day at Amazon is very diverse. We live in a day one culture, so not every day is the same. Replying to these emails, being able to commit to the right ETAs, T4D helps me have a prompt communication and earn trust of my stakeholders. My typical day revolves around engaging with my fellow leaders, brainstorming business the business solutions that we want to build, and also with my team on the three themes. Typically, I can say we have three themes on the slide, which I would like to talk about. And my day-to-day revolves around these three themes. First is business. So we analyze what are the customer requirements and we try to innovate our solutions to meet the customer requirements. Not everything every day is innovation. We also work on KTLO's piece. KTLO is keeping the lights on. These are the things that we need to keep doing in order to keep the business going. Typically, while taking any business decisions or taking any prioritization decisions on something related to business, we look at the impact of it. Is it long term? Is it creating enough impact for the efforts that we are putting into it? The key leadership principles that you need in order to stand by the business and take the right prioritization decisions is have backbone, disagree, and commit. Sometimes when you're working with multiple stakeholders, they come up with multiple requests. But you sitting on the podium, taking in all the requests are the best judge to understand which one is more important, which will be more impactful to the business. And then you'll have to politely push back on the other stakeholders whose request is right now not a P0. The second piece is customer obsession. How is this particular intake or how is this particular work stream going to impact our customer? Is it impacting our customer satisfaction by a very big thing? Even a small solution can lead to a big customer happiness, and we always obsess on doing that. The second wing to our day-to-day is technology. We are a tech team and we have to be on top of things, keeping ourselves updated with the new technologies that are coming in. Majorly, we looked at the analytics methodologies in terms of the deep dives that we do, the kind of data that we have, and so on. The key LPs that we strive for in the technology is learn and be curious and deep dive. Technology is evolving every day, and we have to be on top of things to find the right solution for that problem. A problem can be solved in 10 different ways, but we strive on learning more solutions, learning more methodologies, and implement the one which is the most efficient one. Another one is dive deep. Writing a piece of code for regression is very simple. It's a 4-line code and you can find it on internet as well. The key input to it is, the key challenge to it is that what inputs are you putting into it? Are these the right levers? And this comes through dive deep. The third aspect of my day-to-day activity is my people, the people I work with, my team, my leaders, and so on. The key focus areas in my to-do list is, are we doing the right things to grow our people? Are we giving them the right opportunities to grow in Amazon? Are we uh, are we balancing their work stream enough with the KTLO tasks as well as the innovation task? This takes up a lot of time of any manager's bandwidth because we need to deliberate that we are giving equal and equitable opportunities to all the people who are in our team. Another thing for the people aspect is hiring by raising talent. At Amazon, we obsess on hiring the best talent. Whenever we hire a person, we make sure that he or she is better than 50% of the people in the same role, same level. And we raise our bar every day in terms of the talent that we hire, the talent that we grow. A key mechanism that we use for the people side of the team is the performance assessment. And the key LP here is hire and develop the best. Hiring is getting the best talent in and developing them to get the high impact, high velocity results. So these are the three themes that my entire uh, stint at Amazon revolves on. I would like to talk about my key milestones at Amazon. I'm a strong believer of that if you want to grow, you have to challenge your comfort zone. No progress is made when you're sitting in your comfort zone. And Amazon is a very good podium for that because every day in Amazon is day one. Every day we work like a startup. We are given new solutions. We obsess on making our processes more efficient. So coming out of the comfort zone, expanding the charter in terms of all business, technology and people is something that helps us grow at Amazon. My key milestones at Amazon, where I really challenged my comfort zone, I would like to talk about three of them. Uh, in 2022, when I transitioned as a people manager, this was my first stint as a people manager. I had a team. I had to start thinking apart from the work that I was doing as an individual contributor. I had to think about the work that other people are doing. Am I able to tap the most of the potential of my team? So this was a challenging aspect, and the way I solved it was I built mechanisms. I built very open communication mechanisms between my team and myself, empowering my people to push back when required, uh, educating them that I won't be able to be there to push back or help them every time. So, empowering them to take their own decisions, empowering them to fail and then reinvent things. Uh, this transition becomes a little difficult because you move from thinking about only what you do from a siloed environment to something which is very diverse. Here you're dealing with actual people who have different pace, different ways, and different methods of doing things. Another milestone that I had in 2022 was I enrolled myself to the Bar Raiser program, which is a hiring program at Amazon. The key thing that differentiates a bar raiser from a regular interviewer at Amazon is, one, they have to be very good at evaluating the candidates that they are interviewing for, and they have to ensure that the entire loop is hiring the right candidate for the role. So bar raiser does have a veto power, and this power comes up with a lot of grill before you graduate as one. So as a tech bar raiser, my span was not limited to BI anymore. I had to know all the spaces that the Amazon hires for tech. Like for example, as a bar raiser, I have taken STE interviews. A very big uh, learning moment where I had to challenge everything that I knew and relearn a lot of new concepts, a lot of new spaces, so that I'm in a position of evaluating the candidates I'm interviewing. So I graduated as a bar raiser successfully in 2022, but the learning that I got in the months when I was going through the training was immense. And I see it helps me think bigger now. The third thing that I would want to talk about is growing the charter. At Amazon, we cannot sit still. We have to keep growing on what we do. Any moment that you feel that you're getting comfortable with what you're doing, it's time to take up something new. So I have been here for 3 years, and all the 3 years I have taken up new charters, new business areas, new stakeholders under me. And it's been a very enriching experience. I remember when I joined 3 years back, I had the visibility only into the delivery planning space of Flex. And today I manage the Flex business end to end from the BI standpoint. So it's a very enriching experience. Let's talk a little bit about what are the skills that is required to excel in a business intelligence engineer role at Amazon. I would start with the tech skills that are required, which are the bare minimum skills that we require in a BIE, and the skills that they use in their day-to-day work at Amazon. I would start with SQL. SQL is the bread and butter of any BIE at Amazon. We have to pull the data, be able to crunch it, be able to aggregate it in the required formats. Another key skill that we feel which is very important is Python and R. Whenever SQL is not like SQL is limited to data crunching, but whenever we want to do more sophisticated analysis, whenever we want to do some sort of insight generation using modeling, Python and R comes into picture. We recommend the BI to know at least one of these two languages because it opens a lot of investigation and a lot of insight generation opportunities for them. Apart from this, we also fall back a lot on the visualization tools like Tableau, QuickSight, Power BI, and so on. The whole idea of, when I say visualization, I mean that you should know what is the right way to aggregate the data, what is the right way to present it. Once we are good with that, I think whether it's on Tableau or Power BI, that is still controllable. Apart from that, I would also want to talk about the tools that we use today. Like, for example, we have a full list of AWS tools that we use, and each AWS tool is curated in a way that it solves for a problem. So whenever we have a problem, we need the BI to know at least a few solutions for it, like the way the pipeline will be built, the way the metrics will be reported, the way the codes will be written. And hence AWS comes very handy. Like, for example, if we are planning to take multiple Redshift clusters, for instance, and if the data is present in multiple Redshift clusters, probably one tool will not be sufficient, or one tool will not be equipped enough to fetch that data from multiple clusters. And we might want to move to another tool. So AWS has a very rich collation of multiple tools, and we expect our BIs to know them very well so that they can take an informed decision in terms of the pipeline reporting. Apart from this, another tool that is very important is statistics. Statistics is not only about having complex models, prediction, forecasting, and so on. It's also about the descriptive statistics of the things. Things like mean, things like skewness. A BI should have a very strong grasp on all these concepts, because in order to use the data that you're sitting on, in order to be able to make sense out of data that you're sitting on, statistics plays a very key role there. So these are the few tech skills in terms of tools, techniques, coding languages, and so on that I would want to highlight on. Apart from that, very important skills, because this is not only an engineering role, this is also a business intelligence engineering role. So our job is to provide intelligence to business. So you should be very strong in insight generation. If we are seeing a trend of data, we should be able to make sense out of that trend, that how is this trending, what is the insight that comes out of it. Second is dive deep. A successful BI will always be very comfortable with data and will always be willing to dive deep into the data to generate more insights. And the third one is quantitative aptitude. Math is a very, very critical part of what we do as a BIE, because we deal with numbers. And again, the BI should have a good intuition for numbers. They should be able to understand numbers better. They should be able to differentiate between things like growth and CAGR. This is very important because once we have those numbers, once we have used SQL, Python, statistics to aggregate those numbers, making sense out of that, being able to interpret that is equally important in order to provide the business intelligence. Next, let's talk about Amazon mentorship and team leadership. Amazon invests heavily on mentoring their people. We swear by our leadership principle, hire and develop the best. And development is done in two folds. One is managerial development, where your manager helps you, gives you the right opportunities to develop in the team. And mentors also play a very crucial role in it. Amazon has a very unique culture, it has a very unique pace, it has a very unique velocity in terms of the deliverables. And having mentors helps you have those informal conversation, trying to understand how to grow here, what to focus on. It becomes very important. So yeah, I mean, mentorship is very important, and there are like 10 other examples that I can swear on in terms of where my mentors helped me grow and pace up at the Amazon culture. My mentors also guided me in pushing the boundaries in terms of LPs, like thinking big, taking North Star goals, taking very aggressive goals. Mentorship is a very good way to help that. People who have been tenured at Amazon, who have been experienced at Amazon, can give you so many examples and so many tips to thrive and grow here. Next, I would like to talk about navigating the path to success at Amazon. Uh, as I have said multiple times in last 10-15 minutes, is the path to success is challenging yourself every day. And not only challenging yourself work wise, but also challenging yourself to get involved in something new. Why challenging yourself is very important is because you get to meet a lot of people, you get to meet a lot of perspectives. And Amazon being a diverse business, it has a lot of people with different experience across different industries. Like, for example, a person sitting in the AWS team has a very different experience and story to share versus a person sitting in the delivery team. Now, if a BI in AWS collaborates with a BI in a delivery team, there will be a lot of rich knowledge transfer that will happen. So, the people aspect of it is also very important. Another thing is that helps you get better at Amazon, get success at Amazon, is taking very aggressive North Star goals and iterating tirelessly to achieve them. It's about, if you're chasing a goal, it might seem very unrealistic. Something like Alexa, it was not something when we started developing it, it was not something that regular people outside Amazon thought was possible. But we have come a long way in AI and being able to solve such problems. So taking those aggressive North Star stretch goals is another way to succeed at Amazon. And last but not the least, the most important part in succeeding at Amazon is obsessing for a best customer experience. We always work backwards from what our customer requires and identify business needs. We bring solution to our customers that even the customers do not know that they need it unless we deploy it for them. So we have to create a strong vision. We have to hire the right team for it. The 6 leadership principles that are very close to me, which comes very close to the day-to-day of my Amazon life, is customer obsession, learn and be curious, earn trust, invent and simplify, ownership and think big. Next, after all this work, let's talk about work-life balance. How can we improve our efficiency and have a good balance between our professional life as well as our personal well-being? While in office, the most impactful tool that I feel for work-life balance, for being able to improve my efficiency, is taking frequent breaks. Human mind generally cannot concentrate beyond 40 to 60 minutes. So getting up, taking a stretch, taking a stroll is always helpful to get back the energy levels you need to dedicate in your work. The most important tool that I use is keeping the people aspect alive. After we return to office, I think the work efficiency has gone up a lot because we are able to interact with people. We are able to talk to people as people rather than just restricting ourselves to work, just restricting ourselves to chime calls, meetings, and so on. So, like every hour and a half, I make sure I move myself to reach out to my coworkers, have a quick chat. Every few hours, I reach out to my team, walk up to the breakout area, have a quick snack, have a quick chat with them, try to understand what are they doing, try to understand what is happening at their personal front. Do they need any more support? Do they need any support to do things better? Or even if they need some support in their personal lives, I try to keep that people aspect alive so that we are able to, we are not machines, so we are able to interact and collaborate better to give better results to the business. Another way to do this is, which I use, is we have very good recreational activities at our office and a very beautiful office that we can take a stroll on. So I would go to the breakout area, I'll go to the recreational room, spend some time there in the evening, and come back refreshed to dedicate myself to the work again. This is on my work days. On my weekends, on my off days, unless I'm traveling, I generally keep it low key. And I spend my time with my dog. I'm a dog mom, and I spend a lot of time with her. I like to read during those times when I'm free, and else I'm planning my next travel. So I travel extensively and I try to take my dog along. So it requires a lot of planning, it requires a lot of booking in advance, and yeah, that's what I do during my weekends. Uh, Leadership mantra. So I have two leadership mantra. One is from the business aspect of things, second is on the people aspect of things. First thing is thinking big and delivering high impact results. Uh, if we restrict our thoughts to smaller things, if we don't take stretch goals, if we don't take aggressive goals, we are limiting ourselves to the goals that we have taken. If I take some very achievable goals, okay, say my goal is to learn to play badminton, and I already know how to play badminton. It's not really helping in my self growth, right? And it's not going to be very rewarding. So we, in order to achieve something big, in order to build something big, we not need to take aggressive goals, we need to take big goals, we need to take unachievable goals. If the goals were achievable, it would have been achieved either ways. And unless you're innovating, unless you're building something new, you need to take those stretch goals. Second thing is the people aspect. I strongly believe that the strength lies in differences and not the similarities. In a team, as a team manager, I always try to empathize with people. I always try to hire diverse set of people in my team so that they come up with new perspective. Diversity in terms of gender, diversity in terms of race, diversity in terms of what background they have done their education in, is it comes in very key. Of course, from the outside it feels like a lot of work, but from the inside, the kind of diverse perspectives you get, the kind of diverse inputs you get out of these people, it's amazing. And the same set of people cannot build something big. To build something big, we need a person who believes in it, and we need a person who believes otherwise. And when they work together, we build something big. Next, we can talk about my cherished moment at Amazon. A cherished achievement that I have at Amazon is I took a new charter and hired a brand new team for it a year back. It was a new business, it was a new charter, it was completely unknown territory that we were diving into. And fast forward a year, we have achieved so much. We have been able to quantify abstract sentiments. We have been able to come up with very complex models that the business was trying to achieve for past many years. So I really cherish the accolades the team is getting for delivering high complexity, impactful projects that they are doing. When I'm able to see my people grow, I'm able to see the people whom I have trained, whom I have mentored, grow to be individuals who are taking up certain wings of the business and delivering independently. So, and this is a personal satisfaction that I have, and this is best for our company and customers as well, growing the right talent and growing them fast. My key advice, I think I have been iterating these key advice all through my session, but I would just summarize it. First thing is keep learning. The learning curve should never flatten. Every day there's so much information to consume that if you're not on top of things, it's difficult to grow, it's difficult to innovate. Second is challenge yourself outside the comfort zone more often. Every time you feel that you're settling it, you're almost settling it, you challenge yourself with something new. That's what I do. What makes me happy working at Amazon? There are several things in Amazon which is very unique to it, and it becomes a very motivating part in growing in your career and being able to associate yourself with such an organization. One is day one culture. We have talked about it. Every day is day one in Amazon. Every day we come back striving as hard as we were striving on our day one. The leadership principles, again, I talked about them. They play a very important role in my day-to-day life. A thing which is very unique about Amazon is you pace your own career. If you want a fast-track career, if you want to grow very fast, Amazon is your place. If you want to maintain that right balance, if you want to pace down your career, be stable, do what you're doing, Amazon is again your place. Amazon, the promotions, the growth is not tenured based. Every time your leadership thinks you're ready for the next level, you get promoted. So there is no tenure, there is no other aspect associated with it apart from your performance. So it gives you a very good opportunity to pace the way you want it to be. Another thing that is very unique to Amazon and I love about the place is the inspiring leaders. If you look at the leadership, the esteem group, the leaders, the VPs, the SVPs who are leading Amazon today, you'll find a diverse set of people delivering in multiple dimensions. And you would see very young folks sitting there and who have paced their career because Amazon has provided them the opportunity to do so. So these leaders are very inspiring, very diverse, the kind of thought process they bring in. So they have been sitting away from the business, away from the execution. That's the perception people have about these leaders. But when you sit in these discussions with them, you see the grassroots reality that they're aware of. They know the minutest detail that our product, our processes at Amazon have today. And that is very inspiring. Having a team of thousands, 10,000 people, they are still able to get into the grassroots of each and every happening at Amazon. And that's very good and that's very inspiring for us. Next thing is the learning curve. The learning curve in Amazon is immense. As I said, if we need to pace our career, we need to keep learning, and Amazon always empowers you to do so. Last thing is the scale. And scale and autonomy goes hand in hand. Like the scale at which we operate, we know Amazon is massive. We are delivering millions and millions of packages every month, every quarter, and you understand that automating things at that level, being able to impact things at that level is very, very immense and very self-satisfying. Amazon, one unique thing which is very, very unique is Amazon is able to provide you the autonomy to lead things even at the scale at which it is operating. So you drive things, you take those goals, and you take these goals not for 100, 1,000, but millions of packages. It's going to impact a lot of things. It's going to impact a lot of people on earth. So that is something that amazes me a lot. That's about my session. Thanks everyone for staying along, and it was an amazing experience addressing all of you. I'm open to questions, so if anyone has any questions, please feel free to drop it in the comment box.